Donington over here. I hope you're having a splendid day wherever you are in the world, and I hope you enjoyed yesterday's live stream. Guys, yesterday's live stream was inspired by the video that you guys are watching currently. This was done before the live stream, all the racing and the recording. I'm just you guys are getting the video on the Sunday. Guys, we are going once again back to Donington in the McLaren 650S GT3 car. And yesterday, on the live stream yesterday, we drove the Ferrari 488 Challenge GT3 car. And yeah, guys, I was so keen to get back into endurance racing because like you guys, if you watched the live stream yesterday, I explained how I got a love for endurance racing back on Gran Turismo 5. So yeah, we're jumping into this. No replay cameras, nothing. You guys are going to get the full view from my side. Obviously, this is a video, so it's edited. There's a lot of cut parts and everything in it. But really, you guys are in store for an awesome race. The faster cars on the grid, unlike us in the GT3 cars, are the GT1 cars, the vintage GT1 cars, which sound amazing and look awesome. And you guys are really in for a treat today. And also, unlike yesterday where we did 2.5 hours, today we're only doing 1.5 hours. But yeah, this is going to be awesome. I honestly can't wait to see what you guys think about this. Please drop a like down below on the video. You are going to love this. And please enjoy the formation lap. Don't forget to drop that like. Yeah. As we are underway for this endurance race, we're starting with an Audi, a Mercedes, and a very yellow BMW. You guys already know how I feel about about yellow cars. It's a meme on the channel, basically. Me being against yellow cars. But in any case, guys, heading into the first quarter, we are right behind the Mercedes. I decide to have a little bit of a look on the inside. There's a little bit of contact, and I actually have a slight lockup there. Even though these cars have ABS, it's very light, guys, and I was a little bit too hard on the brakes into that first corner. So that is a little bit my fault, but it's not the end of the world. As we are underway, and you guys can see all these guys are keeping each other up. And ooh, the BMW really cuts off the Audi there. He blocks the Audi off, makes the Audi go slow, and that's another position for us. We are now 18th in our class. There's 20 GT3 cars in total, and then there is 12 GT1 cars. We go up the inside of the BMW, catch the guy napping. And guys, this was done on exactly the same difficulty that you guys saw the stream on, 80 out of 120. This race started much better than yesterday's race, where I spun out in the first half an hour for like, what, 6 times, something like that. But we are now 29th in total out of all 32 runners. That's the Bentley, who just absolutely stomped on the brakes. And there was actually a big amount of space ahead of him. But now we are left with damage. If you guys look at the top right hand of your screen, the front of the car has got 9% damage. Nothing too major. And the one thing you have to look out for on project cars too that I've already realized is suspension damage. Because when you have suspension damage, the car tends to pull to the side that the suspension is damaged, and it's really hard to control the car, especially mid-corner. Guys, just because these cars are not F1 cars does not mean they're slow by any means necessary. These are still super fast cars that when you push them to the limits, they are a handful to handle. So luckily there's suspension damage. I'm not going to dive it into the pit lane now. Our pit strategy is to go, just like yesterday, a one stop from the hards to the softs, but I'm going to have a very... I'm not going to call it a short pit stop, but I'm going to have a pit stop where I don't have to put in as much fuel to get to the end as to refill the whole tank. You guys even saw I didn't start on a full tank of fuel. I wanted to be aggressive in the start, and I wanted to push very hard. So here on lap 2, you guys can see we are now in P16 in our group. We are chasing down another BMW M6 GT3, heading into this next corner. Guys, the McLaren, I got to grips with the McLaren a lot quicker than I did with the Ferrari of yesterday. And the Ferrari was, even though they're in the same class, the Ferrari is such a different car to drive. I was really caught off guard yesterday with the Ferrari. But guys, I just want to say thank you for you guys on the stream yesterday. You guys did absolutely awesome on the stream yesterday. It is basically the second best stream we've ever done. And I really have to say thanks to everybody who watched that stream. It was really, really a thing of beauty to see you guys. Guys, I think the stream is already on 10, 11 likes. It's the stream that has gotten the most likes. As if the live stream happened. You guys ended the stream with 10 likes, double-digit likes, which is awesome. As well as the stream is still gaining viewers. And it's not even live anymore, which is so awesome. Yesterday was so much fun, and I can't wait to stream Project Cars 2 again this week. I'm not going to give you guys the car I'm driving, I'm not going to give you guys the track we're going to, but this week's stream, what I am going to tell you is we are doing a 3-hour endurance race. Half the distance of the shortest endurance race that we know of in the modern day. But as you guys see, we start lap 3. We are struggling to hang on to the back of the Beamer. But guys, one thing that I actually was really, I wouldn't say flustered about, one thing that I quickly came to realize was that I think the AI started the race on the soft tires and I started on the hards, because I think I'm gonna skip forward a bit here. For about 10 minutes, I was really struggling to hang on to the back of these guys, and they were just really quickly starting to pull out from under me. So I really had to keep a little bit of an eye on my amount of pace. But one thing is, we're gonna have a longer pit stop than we already want due to the damage and the contact with the Bentley on the first lap. But it's not the end of the world. We can still have a lot of fun. This race is still a long way to go. 1 hour 25 minutes and 26 seconds as of counting. And as you guys can see, the GT1 cars are already pulling away. They are not as fast as the Group C cars you guys saw in yesterday's live stream, as we make a beautiful move around the outside of the Beamer. Hello, he's still there. The BMW is one of the most powerful GT3 cars, so it's very good in a straight line. Minimal amount of drag with the right amount of downforce for the corners. But we get the move done on the BMW, and that is now P15 for us in this race, now chasing after a very red Porsche. It's a Porsche that has got inspiration from Ferrari for its colors. But as you guys see, it's a little bit of an awkward line there from my side through the first corner, as I could really feel the rear end step out there. But P15 in our class, P27 in total. Beautiful start to this endurance race. Aggressive like I needed to be, but now it's time to settle into a rhythm just to calm it down and keep it chilled out. As you guys see, we jumped now onto about basically a lap later, and as you guys see, this is where the car started to give me a little bit of a hard time. But and as you guys see, I tried to push, went wide, and yeah, that is us down one position. Not too big of a mistake, but still a mistake that could have been avoided. Luckily, the 4 cars behind they just had no pace, don't know why. So luckily, I didn't lose a position there. As we jump a little bit forward once again, guys, you guys can just keep an eye on the top left hand of the screen so you guys can see how much time we jump. But we are once again behind the BMW, get a beautiful exit out of the final corner. Now we actually have a little bit of speed on the Beamer. As we head into the first corner, I take a very, very wide line. I cross the paint on the outside of the pit exit. We are around the outside, but the BMW defends beautifully through the first corner, and he stays in P16. Jumping to the end of that lap, you guys can see we're still behind. I'm not driving too aggressive because, once again, it's an endurance race. There's still a lot that can happen. There's still a lot that can take place. Once again, around the outside, nothing the BMW can do, and that's a beautiful move. Here in a very foggy Donington, guys. I actually set the weather conditions to a foggy start. which was actually, it was quite fun, I'm not gonna lie. It was a little challenging with us knowing when to switch on our lights and when to switch them off. But as the fog started to fade away, we switched off the lights and we went on with very intensive racing. As you guys see, I could try and move you up the inside of the Porsche. A little bit of contact, nothing too major. Once again, a little bit of a lockup on the front left of the car, but really nothing too major. It's a beautiful move there on the inside of the very Ferrari red Porsche, and are now heading on, trying to get onto the back of the Lamborghini. Oh, we actually didn't see a Lambo in yesterday's live stream. Well, I can't remember seeing a Lambo. So also the team that won the 2019 Daytona 24 Hours, if I'm not mistaken, or did they win the 2020? I can't remember because it was before this whole Corona pandemic. Hoi! As I overstepped the boundaries, guys, and while we are getting lapped for the first time by the GT1 cars, I bottle it. And here comes all the GT1 cars, the Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR, Ferrari F50 GTs. Crazy cars, but we are now once again back down to P16, and now we have to get back into a rhythm. So just a little bit of a bottle there from my side. We are all allowed to make mistakes. But guys, I've got to be honest, from here on out, it actually went really well. Look at this Ferrari! Woo. Going past me down the Donington Hill. Blah. Heart attack personified. Yeah, I don't like it when that happens. Here comes, I actually don't know what the car that was behind me just now. But heading on, guys, to 57 minutes, well, 58 minutes basically left on the clock. We are once again caught up to the back of the BMW. He's struggling to get past the Porsche actually. But this is a track that will suit the Porsches more than the BMWs, because the Porsches are more chassis and aerodynamic orientated than the BMWs. The BMWs like tracks where there are more straight line speed sections. So I think it is hard for the BMW to actually squeeze, well, for the BMW teams to squeeze pace out of their cars. And as you guys see it going through my favorite corner on the track, that little right-handed kink as you just come down the hill. Now heading up to through these two left-handers into a very immediate right-hander here at Donington. We go to the inside. It's a very tricky corner to actually get down, because the corner is basically, it's on a crest. And as you guys once again see, the GT1 cars are catching us from behind. And there's a big train of them actually. And as you guys see, I'm going to look behind me now. Look at all the GT1 cars. I just backed off completely, and I knew this was the best thing to do, guys. Just let them pass. Slowly, go slow. Let all, what's that, 6 cars, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars. As the Mercedes gives me a little bit of a brake check. But that means now I can leave them, let them do their thing and pass the other cars ahead of us. And also, now the cars ahead are going to be slow, because now they're going to let these GT1 cars through. You guys see that I'm still on the back of the Mercedes. I'm very confident into the hairpins actually. I'm alongside him for a split second, and as we head into this next part, the Mercedes is now actually being held up by his fellow GT1 cars, as they're all trying to get past the BMW. As me and the Mercedes make a bit of contact, the Beamer runs wide. The Mercedes actually dives it into the pit lane, and there's another Ferrari behind us trying to catch us and overtake us now. And now the BMW is flustered. He doesn't know what's going on. All these GT1 cars are really giving him a little bit of a hard time, as he actually gives me a little bit of a brake check there mid-corner. Well, not a brake check, but he lifted there. And here we go through this part there. I let the F50 go. Boy, he really jumps hard onto the brakes before he runs into the back of the Bimmer. And now he sends the Bimmer wide. The Bimmer dips the wheel onto the grass. And like I told you guys yesterday, slick tires on grass, hashtag no grip whatsoever. So now we are right behind the BMW. I'm tired of looking at this booty, and now we go for a major dive up the inside, clean as can be, and we are up the inside of the BMW, and we are back up into P15, chasing after the Porsche. So you guys see, oh, that's a little bit of a corner cut. You did not see it. Shh. Oh boy, guys, 55 minutes still to go on the clock, and we are really getting to grips with the car now. We are really getting into a very nice rhythm, into a nice groove, if you want to call it that. And now it's time to chase after the Porsche and the Lambo. As we head into the final 2 hairpins of the track. Very late onto the brakes for myself. I enjoy these hairpins really much. I got to grips with them really quickly, so that's something that I enjoyed a lot. As you guys see, there is a bit of damage on the front of my car, nothing too major. Oh, it hits a bit of flame. But away from the flame, guys, we are now back to the action as the Porsche gets a really weird run out of the final corner. And the one thing I know is the McLaren has got a little bit more power than the Porsche. The Porsche defends the outside. He forces me to go to the inside once again. Can we pull off a clean move finally? There's still a little bit of contact. I just don't. This first corner has got my number. But it is a move up the inside of the Porsche. Little less contact than the first time. Every time it's getting a little bit better, guys. We will eventually make a move at the first corner and not make contact. I'm not doing this on purpose. Like I told you guys, this game is one massive learning curve, as we are now right behind the Lamborghini Huracan GT3, as he is actually having a little bit of a look on the Honda NSX GT3 ahead of him. But because he compromised his line heading into the chicane, he's very slow out of the chicane and heading into the hairpin. He leaves the door wide open. We go for a very late dive onto the brakes. We have a little bit of a love tap with the Honda, but we get ourselves ahead of the Lambo. We literally just gave the Honda a little bit of a little kiss, and now he is actually, we didn't unsettle him or anything like that. We didn't give him damage or give ourselves any more damage. So that is at least a good thing, as we are now tucked up right behind the Honda, as we are now P13, as I'm not sure if some of the cars actually started making pit stops already, guys. Oh, as the Honda gets held up massively by the BMW Z4M, and the Honda actually turns in on me. We make a little bit of contact. He literally turned in on me there. I couldn't stick more to the inside. I was going too fast. The car didn't want to grip and go more to the inside. But that is us now up into P12, as we are now chasing after the Bimmer. I don't know why. Maybe this guy has a problem because he went really, really slow through that double right-hander, which is very awkward. But now heading into the hairpin, you guys can see I close up significantly on the Z4. Basically, one of the most dominant GT3 cars of modern times. Awesome car. As the GT1 cars are now also coming from behind to try and overtake us once again. And as you guys see, heading into the final hairpin, we go up the inside of the Z4, and that's a beautiful move up the inside. As before the actual GT1 cars catch us back up again, as you guys see, they're starting to go past the BMW. And now I'm going to brake early to the corner. Here comes that big green thing. I don't have an idea what car that is. But in any case, it's past us. Behind us is a Nissan R390 GT1 car. We stick to the inside, let him go on the outside. Beautiful driving there from both of us. Here comes a Ferrari as well. We go a little bit wide. We leave him too much space. He pitches us to the curb there on the inside, not the end of the world. There comes another F50, and that is now the GT1 cars for now past us. As we go on to 47 minutes left on the clock, guys, we are right behind a very, very yellow Renault RS01 GT3 car. Late onto the brakes into the chicane. I actually don't run into the back of him. Yee-hoo! There's a big moment there for one of the F50s, as he is caught up there in the gravel trap. There must have been a bit of contact somewhere on track, because that is not the way you want to end there. That's not the way you want the race to go. Do you guys see it going up the inside of the Renault? He actually gets a pretty good exit out of the corner, as I'm sure these guys' soft tires are really starting to feel it now. We go on the outside. We actually dip a wheel onto the grass. Well, I go for a very, very audacious move around the outside. He tries to pinch me to the outside. We bang doors, but nothing too major. And we are up another position. That is now P10 in the race, as we are behind the winners, one of the winning cars of yesterday's live stream, the McLaren 650S GT3. It's our teammate for this video. We've got to go for a major dive up the inside, lay onto the brakes. Will it be a clean move finally? It's a little rub, not actually, I wouldn't say a bump. That wasn't rubbing. But rubbing is racing, and that is us now up into P7, as some of the other GT3 cars have started to pit, guys. We are behind the SLS. He takes an awkward line over that inside curb, brake checks us. We give him a kiss on the rear end, and now we've got actually, I can't remember the car behind us. I know the car, but I can't remember the name of the car behind us. Very, very fast car, massive engine. As actually, the Mercedes is very early onto the brakes, heading into the first corner. We go clean around the outside. Booyah! Booyah! Beautiful move around the outside. And as there is 40 minutes left on the clock, guys, we are actually behind the second BMW Z4. Once you get into the hairpin section, you guys can see that this is the track, the place on the track where I am the best. Going out of the hairpin, we get a better exit. It's side by side for myself and the Bimmer, heading into the final corner. Very, very late to the brakes for myself. I take a wide line to leave him the space, but to also get a very quick exit coming out of the corner. We cut off his front nose, as we also pass a Mercedes, diving it into the pit lane, and that is us now up into P4. We are now sat behind some Audi for the Audi. And the Audi actually is busy fighting. I think it's a Honda ahead of him. Yes, it is a Honda. He goes for a very audacious move up the inside, but the Honda pinches him to the apex. Very close there between the two of them. as now they have given me the chance to catch up to them, as the leader is long gone actually, guys. I don't even see the leader on the minimap. Maybe he's in a McLaren. He's going very nice indeed. So you guys see that we're going up the inside of the Audi. I went for a switch back there, heading through the hairpin. Now heading into the final corner, he cuts off my nose, just like the Honda cuts off his nose going through the chicane. But that is now still us behind the Audi. We get a very good exit coming out of the final corner. And now it is McLaren v Audi, Germany v Britain. Going to the inside actually, and going to go later to the brakes. Let's hope we don't make contact. Very close door-to-door racing. And we have a clean move up the inside, as well as when we lap one of the other GT3 cars who makes a little bit of contact on my rear end, but nothing too major. We are up into the podium positions, and it is now time to chase after the Honda NSX GT3 car, the second one that we have seen so far this race, into this very nice right-hander kink, one of my favorite corner on the track, as I repeat that probably for the 5th time this video. But in any case, you can see we are right behind the Honda. Heading into this next section, the Audi is actually hanging on pretty nicely. He's light onto the brakes into this next corner. He's sticking that Audi right underneath this McLaren's gearbox. But now we are focusing on the Honda. Honda is early onto the brakes. It's actually very funny. The Honda is the earliest onto the brakes, then I'm a little later, and the Audi behind me is the latest. So it's a very nice concertina effect heading into a corner. But heading towards the chicane, guys, I'm not close enough to go for a dive. I brake early. But look at the Audi in the mirror. He goes for a major dive up the inside. We actually keep the position, pinch him to the outside curb, and that is us defending our P3 really, really well, in my opinion. But a very audacious move there from the Audi. Props, GG's. That was a very, very nice move there indeed. And now you guys can see we are once again focusing on the Honda. I glance actually back to the Audi to make sure he's not close enough to go for a dive. The Honda, once again, his tires have got to be shot, guys, because he keeps braking immensely early. We get that beautiful switchback move, well, that switchback line that we like through the final corner. We've got the speed now, 3rd gear, up into 4th gear. Let's see if we can go for a dive at the inside. We are close, and it's very late onto the brakes. It's a no tapping. We stick it to the inside. The Honda decides to back out of the defensive move, and that is us up into P2. Beautiful. Guys, with 33 minutes left on the clock, the Audi also actually got past the Honda, but I believe it's because he came into the pit lane as the Audi tries that very audacious move once again into the corner. Oh, he brake checks me! What? No, man. Oh, guys, we've got left front suspension damage and major damage on the front part of our car. I think that's 32% damage if I'm not mistaken. Major damage. It's lap 36. It's in any case time for us to come into the pit lane. We've only got 5.5 liters of fuel left. So this is not a hard choice to make. Let's dive into the pit lane, get the repairs done, get everything sorted, and oh, look at the Audi again! Really, dude? Really? 2 brake checks in a question of 3 corners. That's not nice, man. That's not nice. So guys, we are diving it into the pit lane. It is now us into the pit lane. We stop the car, and a very long pit stop commences. When you're used to F1, this really feels like one eternity. Seriously, there we go to the end of the pit stop, guys. The car gets dropped down, a 56.9 second pit stop thanks to the immense damage we had, but everything is repaired. And actually, we accidentally switch off our pit limiter within the pit lane. We earn ourselves a 10-second penalty that will be added at the end of the race, but nothing we can do about it now. We just have to keep going. We come out in P17, but I knew there was a bunch of guys that still had to go into the pit lane, guys, that did not pit yet. Or they were going for a very aggressive 2-stop strategy, where they went to 3 sets of soft tires. In a GT3 racing, you don't have to swap tire compounds like in F1. You don't have to use 2 different compounds of tire. So you can literally stick out the whole race if you want on the soft tires, if that is the way you roll. So some of these guys are going for a very aggressive 2-stop on 3 sets of soft tires. They start the race on the softs after their first stop, once again the soft, and when they go in for the second stop, they put on softs and put in a minimal amount of fuel. So you guys see how we're already trying to make a move for P16. We have now got the grip advantage. Here comes the GT1 Ferrari up the inside. He pinches both of us to the outside. The Honda is unsettled. He didn't know what to expect coming from that move. We go to the inside, later to the brakes on our very fresh soft tires as the Ferrari ahead of us spits a very nice flame. And as we get through the chicane, that is us up into P16 and now chasing really hard as there are some other GT3 cars in the pit lane. We jump a little bit forward, guys. It's P14 behind a very beautiful red, black and white Mercedes AMG GTS GT3 car. No, AMG GT GT3 car. There we go. Up the inside of the Merc, nothing too hard indeed, and we are once again behind one of the very beautiful light blue, basically baby blue, black and yellow Z4s, as we really could dive our McLaren right up underneath his bumper just before we make any contact. We go for the switchback. Beautiful move there on the bimmer, and that is us now up into P12. And there are a lot of our opponents right ahead of us. So you guys, we go jump a little bit forward. It's P11 now, as somebody did come into the pit lane at this stage. So at this stage, it's really going well. And now once again, we are having a little bit of a problem with some GT1 cars overtaking some of the other guys ahead of us. Oh my great goodness. Oh my great goodness. Look at the Audi. What's he doing? What's he doing? What's he doing? Ooh, why does he keep braking? It's the same Audi we made the contact with earlier. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Guys, this Audi has got a vendetta against me. I'm almost sure about it. You guys saw how heavily he braked there. And yes, you could obviously argue I should have seen it coming. But seriously, he lost his whole rear wing. And he's still trying to get back at me without any rear downforce. Oy vey. Okay, guys, that Audi race has just been ruined because he cannot continue on without a rear wing. He will have to go into the pit lane and repair that car. So I'm not going to apologize. I mean, why did he brake so heavily? The guy ahead of him was busy accelerating. He didn't need to brake that like as if he was in a Beetle, as if he was going towards his death. Luckily for us, it wasn't too hard of a hit. We are only at 1% damage on the front, which is really good. Nothing to dive it into the pit lane for some other reason. As we are now going for a move for P9 around the outside of a very, very nice black and white Mercedes. Very nice. He done once again a move around the outside. I can see that outside move suits me better than the inside move. Now jumping on, guys, there's only 20 minutes left to go in this race, as we are once again on to the number 67 BMW Z4 GT3. On the outside, we go for that very late apex, cut across him, and that is us up into P8 of this endurance race with 20 minutes left to go, guys. We actually into P7 as somebody is in the pit lane there. We are now going for P6, but somebody is in the pit lane once again, as that is now we are now in P6, going for a top 5 position. Hard onto the brakes, into the corner. You guys can see the Merc is actually very flustered as we try and move around the outside. Woo! He gives us a very, very big squeeze here on the outside. It's side by side for me and the Mercedes going downhill. And this is actually not a car lapping me. This is for position. Heading into this next spot. Very light into the brakes. It's a little kiss there on the rear end of the Mercedes, as these guys are really, really braking early, heading into these corners. And now it's the Mercedes v the McLaren once again. Once partners when it came to racing. These two companies built sports cars and hypercars together for a long time, as well as were a combined F1 team, which they no longer are anymore. So you guys see, I'm still trying to get past the Mercedes, but he is actually defending really, really well through this little double right hand, and now we're onto that little back straight before we head into the chicane. I've got the speed, I've got the slipstream. Will we go for an audacious dive up the inside? Let's see, let's see, let's see. There goes the Mercedes, that we decide to hang back a little bit more. Not yet, as there is a car that wants to lap us. Now heading through this spot, guys, we go to the inside. The GT1 car is going towards the outside. The Mercedes forces us to go to the inside. It's 3-1 heading into the second to last quarter of this track. The Ferrari gets the move done on both of us, and I get the move done on the Mercedes. So that's basically multitasking at its best, guys. Multitasking at its best. Letting a car that's lapping you pass, as well as passing somebody you're racing. Hashtag that wants to be done. As we are actually well done from BMW for getting this yellow beast into P3. But it is now time, guys, to steal P3 from him. We go around the outside of the first of the double right-handers. Ooh, a little wide there. We hand back the position because we did go off track, as somebody behind us has a spin. One of the GT1 cars has got a massive spin there going. We let the Bimmer pass again, as well as also let one of the cars lapping us pass. There was a little bit of a moment there for one of the GT1 cars who span behind us. You guys kept an eye on the mirror. As we now again, we're going to try and chase after this very, very yellow, canary yellow BMW M6 GT3. Into the hairpin, you guys are going to see once again my confidence into the hairpin is much more than the AI. Don't run into another car straight in. We actually push him through that final corner, and we are now side by side heading into the final corner. Side by side, I'm on the outside, I mount the curb. We take the wide line once again, like we've been doing to all the BMWs thus far in this race. Very good line. We cut off his front nose, and that is us up into the podium positions with 14 minutes left on the clock, guys. And also we are up into P2 because one of the other GT3 cars dove into the pit lane. Dove into the pit lane. And guys, as you guys see me fast forward, with 2 minutes left on the clock, we're going to go on board for these final 2 laps here around Donington. Guys, the leader was in a class of his own. I pushed for the last 15 minutes of this race. I really pushed hard, but he was just way too far ahead. As you guys see on the top left, he is 4 minutes 56 seconds behind the leading GT1 car. I am 5 minutes 21 seconds. That gives you an idea. It's nearly 30 seconds, about 25 seconds that I'm behind him. And there is no way you are going to catch that up. But guys, you guys know, as of yesterday, we tend to bottle stuff heading onto the final few laps. That is why the dramatic music is playing in the background, because I am not going to bottle this. This was a fantastic race, a lot of action, a lot of crazy moments with GT1 cars passing us in very unpredictable places. I'm not going to lie, lots of contact, not all our fault. Some guys brake chipping us, other guys leave space for the GT1 car to pass us. Crazy stuff happened here in Donington. This was not a race where I went from daytime to nighttime, so it was all during the day. I've actually got some very interesting weather conditions planned for the next week's live stream, guys. So make sure you are subscribed, make sure your bell is dinged, so when we go live next week, you will be notified. As well as you want to be notified with every awesome episode that releases. I mean, come on, man, come on. So you guys see here heading into the final corner. It's actually, we're going to cross the line with about 23 seconds to go. So we will have one more lap to go here around Donington. 22 seconds to go as we cross the line. And now there is nobody behind us. All we have to do is keep our pace, keep the car in one piece, and basically nurse the car around for the final lap. Crazy race, guys. The leader of the race has actually done 61 laps. Look at that. He's got to do 62 laps here around Donington in 1.5 hours, which is absolutely bonkers. Compared to yesterday, it's not much. Yesterday we did over 100 laps. Well, the leading group there, the Group C cars did 102 laps of the leader, I think. But guys, as we head into the final sector here of Donington, no, not yet, we are still in the second sector, through the double right-hander for the final time, as there is the yellow BMW ahead of us, guys. He had some sort of contact with a car behind us as soon as we passed him, and he unfortunately had to divert into the pit lane to repair his car, so he is no longer within the podium positions. He drove beautifully, just had some bad luck. He actually, what happened to me yesterday happened to him. He made hefty contact with a GT1 car, and that is what cost him. But guys, into the second to last hairpin for the final time. Now heading towards the final hairpin for the final time. The Bimmer even leaves us some room to get past him. And heading into the final corner, we go around the outside of him, who is now a lapped car. And guys, what a race here around Donington as we come onto the pit straight for the final time. And we cross the line to take P2 here in Donington. It seems like that is what Donington wants us to do. It wants us to come second every single bloody time. We came second in yesterday's stream, guys. Oh, guys, you guys know what it is. It's time for some donuts. Switch off the traction control. Let's enjoy this cool down lap. Crazy race. Oh, wow, how much fun was that? Coming all the way from last place, once again all the way up into P2, with one car more in the field. But the leader, it actually looks like his surname is Trulli, T-R-U, like Yana Trulli, the old F1 driver, guys. He drove for Toyota in the late 2000s. Oh, what a race. What a race. And yes, it is time to celebrate. And I think we did good, guys. I think we really did good. P32 all the way up to P2 in our class, P14 in total. Not a bad day in the office. I really gelled with the car, I gelled with the track. The conditions were perfect. Not the cleanest race, once again I repeat, but loads and loads of fun. What a race. Wow, beautiful car, beautiful track, beautiful scenery. This is what you want for any endurance race. But guys, it's time to celebrate, so please enjoy some donuts! guys, that has been all the driving we have had time for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for staying till the end. I know it's a long one, 37 minutes. It's a long episode. But guys, you guys have been awesome as we pull into our pit box to finish this beautiful, beautiful race. Oh, guys, I'm speechless. Awesome, awesome, awesome action, awesome racing. I'm honestly speechless. Guys, if you haven't done it yet, please drop a like down below on the video. If I haven't earned it by now, I don't know what will earn it anymore in this episode. As well as also, guys, if you haven't done it yet, please follow me on all my social media platforms, especially Twitter and Instagram. Share this video with your friends. Tag me in the share post or story, and I will give you a shout out in a future video. Share this new content, guys. Project Cars 2 is gonna skyrocket. I just know it. There is a love for endurance racing, and we are gonna reach that crowd. Finally, guys, if you are new to the channel, this is your first time feasting your eyes on the channel, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe down below. Don't forget to ding that bell to never miss a future episode of Project Cars 2, F1 2019, or Dirt 4. You will have all your sim racing needs met here on TurboFox Racers, and also you want to be notified whenever there's a live stream as we look at the beautiful Bilstein sponsored Aston Martin Aston Martin DB9R V12 GT3 car. A car we will definitely jump into in later on in the future. But guys, that has been this episode. Once again, I give you all the thanks in the world for staying till the end. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. Remember that like. Remember to follow me on social media. Remember to subscribe. Don't forget to ding that bell. Love you guys, and I'll see y'all for the next episode when we're back on Formula 1. Cheers!